Although people hate gun and their incompetence for this game sometimes, and always just pointing out the Steam charts because it's still really relevant till this day for some of these people, they have done some good changes to the game, which I wanted to showcase in today's video, as there's still no fucking news. A huge site that fixed for family players was getting stun locked. Oh, trust me, I've been everywhere in this game. And the hard times, the painful times, the good times, the bad times, everything. And trust me, being a family player during the stun lock times, my god, that was not fun. Just being any family member and getting stun locked with a door was awful, trust me. I will never forget the first time this happened. My god, it was so infuriating. Sometimes I still scratch my head wondering what people really liked about doing this to other people. It was horrendous. I'm so glad they've added stun immunity to not only Bubba at this time, but also the other family members. Because Bubba only got it first, stun immunity, and then the rest followed. Which is another thing. Stun immunity for the family members. Remember when Valve would just go off and you're trying to put it out, then you get stabbed, and then you try to put it out again just to get stabbed right after? My god. The moment Valve was clocked in, you were definitely expecting two victims to backstab you. Now it's stun immunity for 10 seconds. This has been luckily fixed and has given you enough time to close the valve before getting stabbed again. So yeah. Whew. Talking about the valve, do you all fucking remember when the valve used to spawn in the basement of Slaughterhouse? Yeah, the moment you heard that bitch clicking as well, it was also over. Backstabbing and the fact you had to race to basement in order to shut it off. And if it was shut off, one of the family members had to stay in basement while the other two patrolled such a huge map. I'm so glad it's finally upstairs, the valve, because if it was still in basement, people, especially family players, would fucking dodge the map harder till this day. I know Slaughterhouse was definitely one of the most skipped maps already at that time. It still happens today, but if it still was a thing, Valve being in the basement, my god, Slaughterhouse would never be heard of anymore. Although their species still exists somewhere in the shadows, there was a huge hacker problem plaguing TCM in its first weeks, to the point where hacks were already being promoted on day of release, which is honestly very sad knowing that people would just already install and build hacks for a game on just day one. They exist still somewhere, but since this cheating problem has been plagiarized, since PC got crossed away from crossplay, it has definitely been fixed a lot. Although people did not like the fact PC was gone from crossplay, people did have the chance to try mods out, which was a cool thing, and the cheater problem is gone for a huge part, so I really don't mind the fact that PC was gone from crossplay for a while. This was needed. Also, I think this is where the Steam chart meme originally started, with people just pointing out, oh no, it's gone from crossplay. It has decreased with 95% of the player base. Oh no.
Why is everyone so obsessed with the Steam charts and how many people are playing TCM? Crazed WT boy, I think.
Okay, it said, saw this on another game sub, but I thought it fit. This game is going to die. It has a low player count on, must be Steam. All right, I get it. And it's like Plankton yelling or something.
I get it!
There just can't be no video going about the game without one comment saying the game is going to die, 95% of Steam players are gone. Hello, console players, do you exist? Question mark? Alright, Steam charts jokes aside, let's move on to the next topic. This is actually something to do with grappling. And we're not talking about the new grapple meta, but this is like button mashing in general. Before you could just spam everything. There was a time in TCM where you were like forced to press. Well, you could spam, but the game was forcing itself to go on a certain rhythm with your button mashing, so you couldn't like go crazy with it. This included for trying to escape from the rope you're hanging from, catching bone scrap or screwdrivers, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it has definitely... I'm glad this is gone, because the long grapple thing was very... It looked very retarded. Now we can actually spam at our own pace without the game saying, no, play with our rhythm. We can actually play with our span rhythm now, which is good. The map Gas Station is probably one of the most balanced maps now. But before the dark times, or during the dark times, this game, or this map was very victim-sided. So there was a spot near the toolshed where you could climb up a ladder. There was a car, and as victim you could go under. But the problem was, if the family didn't have a hitchhiker or sissy who could crawl under there as well, you were basically fucked. That victim was invincible. No one could kill it till it's bled out. And also, there's one cheeky escape at the front of gas station where you only had to unlock one door instead of the gate and the door now that we have. Oh, dark, dark, dark times. Another thing is, and this is probably gonna get the victim mains a little bit pissy at me, but I don't care. But they also changed the fact that victims would no longer get their abilities on the start of the game. So whenever they dropped from the rope, Leland could immediately barge Bubba when he was still stuck in a cinematic animation. I've had this several times, it was funny. Connie just immediately unlocking a slider and just booking it out there. Anna just flipping Bubba off after getting overheaded. Julie probably having the worst ability to start off with in the basement, and then Sonny actually getting value out of it for once. Another change is, and this is probably a huge one which a lot of us people have been waiting for, is Leatherface no longer required. Oh yeah, people just hated Bubba. Or they just didn't want to play Bubba because of the fact these abilities weren't on cooldown yet at the start of the game. And also, if you're Bubba, you're bound to get bullied in the basement. Last huge known thing, there may be some other stuff I haven't covered, but last known thing for sure is the fact that Choose Flight got nerfed. This perk was ridiculously stupid. I'm glad it's more balanced now, in my opinion. I think most of us agree. Also, Bomb Squad getting balanced. I don't call it a nerf, I call it balancing because I'm different than you. But a perk basically disabling an ability should not exist at all. I know there's like perks that go against Sissy's poison, but these have charges, unlike Bomb Squad, which didn't. But Choose Flight, my god, awful perk, never again. They should have probably nerfed Scout along with it, but they didn't, so yeah. So yeah, pretty much that will do for today's video. Hopefully we can get some fucking news this week. It's Tuesday, 5th March, and I think all of us are still striving for some more TCM content. It only takes a matter of time before Black Tower Studio teases their first project for the game, which I'm excited for and will cover. So make sure to drop a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good one. Bye bye.